Toronto police had a close call while breaking into the apartment of alleged serial killer Bruce McArthur last December, according to newly released documents that suggest officers had to leave prematurely because the suspect was returning to his home. The documents are part of thousands of heavily redacted affidavits that were made public Wednesday following a court order sought by several media outlets, including the Globe and Mail. Mr. McArthur has been charged with murdering 8 men with ties to Toronto's gay village. Court documents show that he had become a person of interest by September 5, 2017, following the June disappearance of an acquaintance, Andrew Kinsman. Investigators then launched an extensive surveillance operation that included tailing Mr. McArthur with undercover officers, tracking his vehicles with a GPS device and monitoring the numbers contacted by his cell phones. The court documents indicate that police found Mr. Kinsman's blood on a van that Mr. McArthur had sold to a scrapyard in the fall of 2018. The affidavits say that on December 5, 2017, police obtained a general warrant authorizing officers to enter Mr. McArthur's apartment covertly on a maximum of 5 occasions to search for any incriminating evidence such as photograph, videotape. That same day, Detective Constable Joel Manhertz and other officers headed to the McArthur apartment, on the 19th floor of one of the Leaside Towers, on Thorncliffe Park Drive. Typically in such operations, another team would have been following the suspect to make sure he or she would be away from the residence. Just as they gained entry to Mr. McArthur's apartment, the officers were contacted by Detective Dave Dickinson. Details are blacked, but the document says that Dickinson alerted them about tracker information and physical surveillance, meaning that the GPS tracker in Mr. McArthur's van and the officers shadowing him feared that he was returning home. The covert break-in team returned 2 days later. While other officers made copies of the content of electronic devices, Constable Manhertz searched the room. While Toronto police have not officially revealed what they found inside the apartment, sources have told the Globe and other media outlets that investigators found photos of several of the slain men. Following Mr. McArthur's arrest on January 18, police seized a large quantity of electronic devices in his apartment, including an iPad, 5 memory sticks, a hard drive and 3 cell phones. The affidavits are part of 42 judicial authorizations, for search warrants, tracking warrants or production orders, that Toronto police sought as it investigated Mr. McArthur. These applications were filed during Project Prism, a task force police set up in July 2017, after 2 gay men, Salim Hassan and Andrew Kinsman, vanished. The 2 men's disappearance in 2017 renewed fears that someone was targeting the LGBTQ community. An earlier police task force, Project Houston, was set up in 2012 to investigate 3 other missing gay men, Skandaraj Nevaratnam, Abdul Basir Faizi, and Majid Kaihan, but eventually disbanded without finding a suspect. Mr. McArthur has been charged with murdering all 5 missing men in Projects Houston and Prism, along with 2 other men whose disappearance wasn't reported to police. More to come.